So here in Zandvoort, it's a lot of competition. I mean, we have more cars now on the grid. We are 10 cars now compared to Lausitzring, so more competitors. But to be honest, I feel that our car is really on point this weekend. On Lausitzring, our weekend was really good. We had 1 win and 3 podiums in general, so it was really good. But we still tried to get better and improve, and I feel like that we actually did it. At least in the free practice, we felt really competitive, so I hope it will stay the same for the race weekend and the qualifyings. But I feel really good for this weekend, and we try to attack again. Yeah, the racetrack is really unique. I mean, the banking corners are incredible. You don't actually have that on different circuits, maybe Daytona, but not in Europe. So especially in the wet we had today, it was really fun to drive, but also really demanding. Like, the track has quite a lot of grip, but there are so many elevation changes, and there were quite a lot of rivers and everything, so it was not easy, but it was fun. And our pace was really good in the dry and in the wet. So Markus and me, we were both competitive. We could easily drive on the front, P1, P2, etc. So yeah, I have a bit of experience on this track, but with a prototype, it's a different world. The car is way quicker than the F4, especially the corner speeds. Sector 2 is crazy, and yeah, in the dry, it's also really fun to drive here. It's a really high-speed track, and all the corners make just so much fun.
The first time I was here already in 2007 with the formal BMW, and yes, was also, I think it was raining a lot this weekend. And then I did the Formula 3 race in 2015. I think my best race I did was a Formula 3 European Championship, and I had a race win here in Zandvoort. So for me it was my biggest win in single-seaters. And in GT Masters, I think we raced in Zandvoort like every year. So I was here many times, so it's nice to be back here. With Valentino, I can work really good. His feedback about the car, I think, is quite good. So it's not like that he feels something different than me. So I think it's a productive work. I think he already has a lot of experience, especially in prototypes. So yes, it's a lot of fun and nice to work with him.
It's nice to be back in the Prototype Cup now. And I had 1 year of vacation, let's say. Last year I didn't drive Prototype Cup. The year before I drove the Ginetta, the same car which I'm driving now again, together with Sven Barth. We are having lots of fun here, this is for sure. Put a little bit pressure to the young guns of our team. The car has a very nice new livery. It's one of the best designs I've seen so far. The red and yellow car is just great. It's so long ago since I've been here last time. It's almost 30 years now. I raced in Formula Renault, and the whole course, the track was totally different, and the car was for sure totally different, and you can hardly remember the specific track points or brake points, and everything is different now. But for sure, it's nice to be back, and it's still a very nice atmosphere here in Zandvoort at the sea. It's one of the best places to be for racing.
It's nice to be back in the Ginetta after some races in Duquesne. For my feeling, the Ginetta suits very good to me. The car works very good in fast and slow corners. It is more handleable. The top speed is a little bit more slower, so might be a disadvantage in the race if you have some close calls. I think in wet condition could be a very good advantage with the car, because it handles more stable, and you can play with the car much more than you can, and that is suiting to my driving style. To be honest, I'm very proud to drive this car now with the outstanding livery, and yeah, together with Michael, it's what that is good for us, that we can push, have some fun on the weekend, and make some advantage.
I feel pretty confident in the car. I mean, I've done a lot of laps, like not in Spa, but we could do some laps in Lausitzring. That was good for my experience. Then some testing days in Hockenheim were really good experience for the team as it was for me. And then now this weekend in Zandvoort is really good for the experience as well, because I get to drive in the dry and in the wet. I would have liked to race at Spa because it's my home race, but I couldn't, so now I see this as my home race. It's pretty impressive to drive around a track where Verstappen is driving and stuff. And I think each weekend I've driven this car, I've had rain every single time. Like the real first time I drove in the car in the Ginetta in Hockenheim was also a pouring rain. In Spain we had rain, in Spa, Lausitzring here, so we've had rain every single time. Yeah, I think we should make some changes just to get to know what we're doing and what the car does. But no, yeah, we're probably gonna do some changes, especially when it's beginning to rain or when it's drying up again, to get a bit of the wet setup, the dry setup. So I think we should do some changes, and if we do, hopefully we make the right decisions.
Yeah, it's super cool to be finally back in prototype cup racing with GEBHARDT Motorsport. Being back in the LMP3, especially the Ducane, it was like riding a bicycle. It's been over half a year since the last time I raced that car, but I memorized everything. It was going so easy, and I had a lot of fun. Just 1 or 2 laps, and after that I was still got it. The weather was a bit better last year, but yeah, we'll see. On Sunday should be sunny too. I got out of the pits, and in lap 2 I got a super good feeling of the car and of the track, and felt quite confident. A few weeks ago I met Maxim for the first time. I have to get to know him and find back my way into the team. But it looks all good. It's a lot of fun, and he's a cool guy. Love to work with him.